Okay, it's 7:36. We have a chance to speak with Carl Paladino, who was by the side of Donald Trump just the other night after the big victory. He played a big role in organizing everything that occurred here in New York for Donald Trump. And, of course, he was responding yesterday to a blog out there that said that he made some racial slurs, or at least one racial slur, on an NPR interview yesterday. Carl Paladino, you completely disagree with that. Good morning. Thanks for coming on.
I disagree with what?
You disagree with the fact that they say that that you made a racial slur. The Recaoon's comment has been called racial, and you're saying that's not even the case. It's completely innocent.
The Recaoon's comment came from a piece that was written by an 80-year-old man a few months ago, who used raccoons in the basement as an analogy to describe the Washington elite in Washington, D.C. It was never directed in any racial way to Obama or anybody else about getting the raccoons out of the basement. People overly sensitive and overly politically correct can find a flaw in just about anything they want to look at, when they're predisposed to find it. So that's a lot of nonsense, and I don't buy it.
So, in reality, it seems that no matter, they're looking for something, and to really do it, you feel, and tell me if I'm wrong, to attach to Donald Trump. Here's another problem with Trump. His guy is using a racial slur. So it's like they're looking for anything they can find. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, you could tell them to stick it. It's a lot of bullshit.
Okay.
It's like when Trump inadvertently said 7-11 instead of a 9/11. They want to say that he was not showing sensitivity to the 9/11 victims. Yeah. It's a lot of hogwash.
Hogwash.
And these people should grow up and recognize that the American people aren't buying that garbage anymore. These are immature people in the press coming out with nonsense, and I have no time for it, and neither does, I don't think, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And Carl,
Christine,
talking about nonsense, you would never refer to the White House as the basement anyway, right?
Yeah. Did you get that, Carl?
I don't get that. No, I really don't understand what you mean by that.
I'm saying you would never refer to the White House as being the basement anyway, and so it seems like people are really digging deep for an analogy.
The reference that this individual from this blog who wrote that, he wanted to say that I was referring to getting Obama out of Washington, and that was not what the comment was directed to. It was directed to the Washington establishment, and what Trump's mission is to clean up Washington and get rid of all these Washington elitists and establishment people who have been messing up our lives and giving us terrible leadership.
In fairness, that has been your message all along, right? It's the establishment. It's the Washington elite. Those are the ones that need to get out. There's never been any racial overtones on any of this, or undertones, right?
No. If you know raccoons are vicious animals. Okay, they're. It has nothing to do with I guess you could say there's a double entendre there. That some people could use that word with another meaning, but that was not the intent here, clearly.
All right, and listen, and while we have you here for just a second to clear that up, thank you. But you're obviously very pleased with Trump's amazing, and many say you played a big role in this, amazing performance here in New York State.
Yep, we're thrilled. The other night was a great night for America. This is the beginning of. We're watching and witnessing the beginning of a political revolution that's going to have ramifications for many, many years to come. We'll be talking to our grandchildren about it.
And some are throwing your name around for the potential maybe VP spot. Have you had any conversation, or would you be willing to talk about that? And if so, would you be interested?
No, I've never even thought of it. No, it's not something in my cards.
All right. Okay. All right. And what does this mean?
I have other missions to accomplish.
Other missions to accomplish. What does this mean for Trump? Now we're going to go on to Pennsylvania from here. Tuesday's a big primary day. I believe 5 states are in play on Tuesday, and a lot of delegates. Is this the beginning of the end for Ted Cruz and Kasich and their thoughts of a contested convention?
I would think so. You see the movement is very strong now with Trump. I traveled with him across the state and all the venues that we had set up for him, and the crowds were just they were glued to him. It was really a heartening experience. The people they look at him as somebody that is a strong person, willing to enter the arena and willing to implement things that they can only think, and that's why he's attracted so many very solid followers. This thing's going to continue to expand. When he wins the nomination, he's going to be ripping into the Democratic Party base by taking all the working men who go out every day and sweat and work and to earn a living. And he's going to take many of them out of the Democratic Party. They've had just about enough trying to figure out why they're in the same party with the Uomi types and the people who want to live off the fat of the land.
Hey, I last question here, and somebody just asked me to ask you. While you have no interest, it's not in your game plan to be a vice president. What about governor? Is there going to be an announcement coming down the road? Have you at least considered that possibility?
I've been strongly considering that, and especially in light of the new era that I think Trump's going to bring on a federal level. We're going to see a trickle down of that attitude into Albany and into our local governments over the ensuing years. So the pendulum is swinging to the right, and maybe there's going to be a better opportunity than I had the first time to run for governor. All
right. Again, thanks. I know you're out driving, and I appreciate the time this morning, Carl Paladino.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
I got to tell you, he's very, very interested in that gubernatorial spot.
Yeah, and it had been rumored that he might be running again. 2 thoughts though on the interview. One is
the fact that we had to dump him.
Well, no, not even that.
Yeah, very angry over that blog to the point where he dropped a few swear words in there.
So, I always get the impression we've got to get him in studio. I always get the impression when he's on the phone, he's doing 4 other things. He's cleaning the shed, or I don't know what he's doing.
Actually, he was washing his car windows this morning.
Cleaning the basement.
While driving down somewhere in Buffalo. So.
The other thing, too, he said is this is the start of a political revolution. And I guess every candidate in the race can't use that slogan. Right? I mean, Hillary doesn't, and I guess Ted Cruz doesn't.
However, is this the new face of the new Republican Party in New York State?
It could be, but when I hear this political revolution spot, I just think Bernie Sanders, and he's the one who keeps saying it.
Somebody's got to
come up with something else.
Got a break. Cold Tide coming right back at WIBX.